This episode of the Calvin Child Show podcast was brought to you by Runway Recycle. Regine,
Oh, Levi's.
Levi's. Okay,
I love
okay.
me. No, and you know why? Because
They
growing
come
up
long.
as a thank you. Yes. Yes. And I don't have to go online. Like growing up, I had to special order my jeans. Now they were long enough because it was like an inseam 38,
Hmm.
35 to 38, but they did not fit my waist. Like I was a zero, then I was a double zero, then I was a zero, then I was a two, and then out of nowhere, my thighs just couldn't fit jeans
Logo.
anymore. So then I went from like a six, I went to like a four and a six. I was like, okay, what I'm gonna do? So I had to specially order my jeans. But when I found out that you don't have to special order your jeans, Levi's got it. So Levi's
Mhm.
are my favorite pair of jeans.
So,
They have all types of jeans. My favorite pair are these like um boot cut, regular wash, tall. I forget the number because you know Levi's does numbers,
right.
but I wear those jeans out. Like Mina, yes, I do have the same jeans on because these are my favorite pair.
So historically,
Hmm.
girls grow taller than boys. Were you a tall girl?
I was.
Okay.
I was somewhere between like eighth grade and ninth grade. I shot up and it was hard to find jeans that fit. And I was towering over everybody. And I was like, what is happened? It felt like it was overnight, but I also do come from a tall family. So at some point in my life, I knew I was going to be taller than most people on average.
So let me ask you this: when you would go to these track and field meets for long jump, and these girls would look like, "Oh, hell no, we gonna lose. We gonna lose. She not in ninth grade. She not in eighth grade. Tell me, I mean, what stories you got, jokes you got around that?
Listen, not my problem.
It's
So
like
sorry.
something.
Okay, because my thing is, no, and it's so funny because even as a tall athlete, there were shorter athletes who, in the beginning, were housing, and I was just like, how are they able to do that? And I was the one that was like, what in the world? This is one girl, my freshman year of high school. Her name was Gigi. I can't remember her last name, but super sweet. But she was very, very like 5'2" short.
Mhm.
But she was high jumping her tail off. And I just remember thinking like, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of times where, after a while, you, especially on the professional circuit, you start running to the same jumpers
Mm.
and at that point, everyone's pretty much either your height or taller. Like for
Right.
instance, Vashti Cunningham, she is, if I'm not mistaken, she's 6'3", 6'2", 6'3".
Mhm.
Um, and a lot of us are around 6 plus, 6'1" plus,
Right.
5'11" plus, um, height range. So I was always like, listen, may the best girl win because we're at some point, tall or not, you gotta bring your A game. So I wouldn't say
Yeah.
no horror stories, but
Yeah, it's funny
it
because
gets tricky.
I remember coming up in high school. I went to a school where it wasn't known for its athletics or anything, but I was like one of the one guys was athletic, and in warm ups we would see the other teams just dunking and just doing all kinds of stuff. I was like, we might as well just give up now, man. This game is
What in
over.
the world?
This
It's
game
like,
is over. I would tell them like, come on, man, y'all can do this. Y'all can do this. And it's like, no, this
exactly.
game's over. But yeah, so I kind of remember that. So tell me about the journey in track. Okay, you was in high school. I'm assuming you got a lot of medals. Then you was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to college and do this. Or did colleges recruit you? And then how did the post college, the Olympics and stuff like that come about?
So it's funny, when I found out that I could take my track love to the next level, and I was like, oh, I could get paid for doing this? I was like, oh, say less. And I think somewhere between 2008 Olympics or maybe 2004, I think that's Athens. In 2008 Olympics, I realized like, "Oh, this is well past just the college level, just the collegiate
Mhm.
level." So I was like, "Okay, I can go to school for this, get my education paid, but I also can take another step further." So when I realized like I could go professional, my dreams had shifted from just going to school for free to actually making a career. And I always saw, I remembered very vividly, I was watching the Olympics and I saw the high jumpers. I was like, I want to do that. I was like, I wanna be on that podium. And
Mhm.
from there, my dream has always been to be an Olympic medalist. My earnest goal is to be an Olympic gold medalist
Right.
in the high jump and to be the first African American female to break the world record, and that's like a long-standing world record, but that's neither here nor there. But yes, from college, from high school to college, it was, the normal recruiting process. It's definitely not as fancy as it is now with the NILs and all the
Oh
money.
my god. Yeah.
Yeah, but I will say they should know that we paved the way, okay? Because we weren't getting paid back then. We got paid to go to school, but we were not getting money to,
Right.
brands
To
having getting
exist.
deals like that. So to see it transform into where it is now, I love it. I love to see athletes be smart with their finances and use their skills
Mhm.
as a platform to elevate and, like, branch out and show people, like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is how I can make a sustainable living for myself, but also build wealth," and the whole 9. So I think it's beautiful. But no, my process was not like that at all. Send out my questionnaires, call coaches on the phone. I would send emails, and I went on official visits. I went to Penn State, Louisville, Kentucky, Maryland, of course, and, NC State. Those are 5 official visits I took, and I remember sitting down with my parents and writing a pros and cons list of like, "Okay, out of these institutions, who has the most pros? What do the cons look like?" And we scored them like a number scoring sheet, and Maryland came out on top. And I'm blessed to say that that was the
Mhm.
best college experience I could have asked for. Yeah, my coaches were amazing, my teammates were amazing. It's in my home, close to my hometown, and yeah, so I love that I could have done that, but also with with those connections, they helped me transition into, and believe God makes no mistakes. So going to Maryland has helped me in my professional life, track career, build and grow and get on the circuit and, go to different meets and thrive in my professional athletic career. I did take a break for some years, but I do plan to get back out for one more hurrah, 2028. So pray for me,
Yeah.
Calvin.
I will. I will.
And whoever else will be watching this.
So let's speak some brands into existence
Okay.
that you would like or be interested in working with on the track and field circuit.
Yes. So, ironically, my agent at the time connected me with Adidas. Now, I do come from an Under Armour school, and we love Kevin Plank and we love Under Armour, but Adidas was a huge brand that helped me in my professional career. I didn't necessarily have a contract, but my agent, well, I guess, yeah, not a formal contract, but my agent worked it out to where I was able to have, like, get the kits and things like that. So, as far as me being decked out, I was decked out.
Right.
So,
So
Adidas, we love Adidas. Three
so
stripe
what
A.
are some of the things about Adidas that you love? What makes them such an iconic brand for you for your, you in the, as a track and field hurdler?
They're so to me, they're trendy, and I love bright colors. Of course, it's comfortable. Um, they're true to size in my opinion. I can't speak for anybody else, but I always feel like I stood out when I had on my kit, when the New Year's kit would come out, I'm like, "Oh, that's fire." Like, just very trendy, very, eclectic, and again, we've had
Right.
many conversations.
Right.
I'm unique. I don't want
Okay.
something that's cookie cutter. I don't want something that's,
What do you
and
think you
also
bring to Adidas?
I think I fit the mold of what they would want an athlete to be, someone that is fun, someone that is positive, and not just going to do what the status quo is. Break the mold. So I feel like when it comes to having on my kit, I'm showing up. I'm showing up, of course, on the track, but I'm also showing up as a person. I was like, I'm greeting people, I'm speaking to people, and then I'm talking about how the brand, how the brand
Mhm.
has impacted my life for the positive. And their high jump shoes to me were very comfortable.
So let's
Insane.
let's test your Adidas
Ooh,
knowledge, all right?
okay.
Run DMC. Finish this line. No
Okay.
shoestring in them. I did not win them. Okay?
Calvin!
Okay?
Oh no!
I brought them in the Ave. I brought them on the Ave. Go ahead, come on.
Ooh, see, I need to call phone a friend because my mom would know this. She is a New Yorker by
You weren't calling?
no, I wasn't ready for that. No. Absolutely not. Hold on. You said Run DMC. We have to
Yeah.
Google her.
All right.
Let's see.
No shoestring in them. I did not win them.
Okay. No shoestring in
In them.
them. Let's see. Let's see what it come up. Run my Adidas.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Let's see what Google says. Do 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 do. I wore my sneakers, but I'm not a sneak. My Adidas touch a sand on a foreign land. With the mic in my hand, cold to command. My Adidas and me close as can be. Where's the line? Was this it? Okay. With no shoestring in them, I did not win them. I bought them off the Ave with the black lead denim.
What?
That's so I
That's fine.
do I do like this song, but I'm one person I don't know lyrics. I
All right,
don't
you
know
said you
lyrics.
like to dance, so you know.
I do,
All right,
but I'm
all right.
listening to the beat. The beat hits my spirit. The lyrics, I'm like,
Hey, you know what he said in the song? He said Lee Denim. So, what's
yeah.
your favorite jean?
Ooh, Levi's.
Levi's. Okay,
I love
okay.
me. No, and you know why? Because
Because they
growing
come
up
long.
as a thank you. Yes. Yes. And I don't have to go online. Like growing up, I had to special order my jeans. Now they were long enough because it was like an inseam 38,
Mhm.
35 to 38, but they did not fit my waist. Like I was a 0, then I was a double 0, then I was a 0, then I was a 2, and then out of nowhere, my thighs just couldn't
Them
fit
long
jeans anymore,
johns.
so then I went from, like, a 6. I went to, like, a 4 and a 6. I was like, "Okay, what am I gonna do?" So I had to specially order my jeans, but when I found out that you don't have to special order your jeans, Levi's got it. So Levi's
Mhm.
are my favorite pair of jeans.
So,
They have all types of jeans. My favorite pair are these, like, boot cut regular wash, tall. I forget the number because Levi's does numbers,
right,
but I wear those jeans out. Like Mina got yes, I do have the same jeans on because these are my favorite pair.
right. Okay, cool. So now Levi's is also known for having the cotton jeans, so it's
Yes. They're
no chemicals, it's not plastic in them and stuff like that. Are you aware with fast fashion and things like that and how that all plays into what do you know?
the concept of fast fashion is what I know is that it is not environmentally friendly nor ethically meets the standards.
All right, we're gonna
I
leave it.
will say, and it's tough because you get some cute looks. You can, you can.
Mhm.
He's like, I want to see what Fashion Nova what she has. And now, granted, the looks are cute, but
A lot of times like that.
there are a lot of things that come down to that people are not so fond of. But
Mhm.
that's why I will say when you can get quality items now, and also because it is so reasonable, you can, and then easily, it's affordable, it's reasonable, it's you also can, do a payment plan. People are leaning towards fast fashion, and that's their prerogative. Now, I also say
All right,
sometimes, but I also you want to have quality items. You want to have pieces that are going to last and are made ethically sound and look not just feel good but look good on you. So yeah, I know a little bit. I know enough to know that.
okay. All right, there right now, as we speak, is a very big Levi's ad campaign going on with
Okay.
this actress. I don't know if I forget her name. Do you know her name off the top of your head? with this
Okay.
actress, where she comes out of a car, she lifts down the hood or lifts up the hood, and she don't really do much. She just like say a couple words, and it's like it's real big. If you just Google the Levi's model actress, that is really big. I would love to recreate some kind of photo shoot like that with you.
Love that.
I have the same. Well, I think they're using a Ford Mustang,
Okay.
but I have a Camaro. I just gave it to my son, so it's gonna really look nice soon
Oh,
because he gonna I know what he's gonna do to it. But this summer, that'd be really it's just I'm just too tall for the car, so I'm like, "You know what?" I just gave it to him. He
I
said
feel that.
he just really feel good right now. But, yeah, so that is since you like jeans and like stuff like that, I think Imma have a series, and for those that don't know, I'm Calvin Childs, I'm a photographer, and, I'm gonna do maybe we could do something like that. I'm gonna probably do a little series like that, but that's a very, very big ad. Now, I challenge you to, do some Levi's stuff because you wanna speak that kinda stuff into existence, keep them on the radar, all that kinda
Yeah.
stuff. Alright, let's get one more
I love
brand.
that.
One more
Okay.
brand that you like, that you wanna bring into your ecosystem.
Okay, so we did Adidas, we did Levi's. Let's see. The first thing that comes to mind is something. I don't wear a lot of makeup, so unless, we doing shows. No, I don't know. That's a toughie. I haven't
Like
thought
a
about it.
natural soap or something?
Oh, you know what? Now this is not a large, this is actually a home base. This is a growing entity, but I would be remiss if I didn't put it on the spot. Melanated. Melanated.com. Shop melanated.
Okay,
I love
okay, they need you on
Yes.
that site. Yeah, I can see you on that site.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
okay.
and it's spelled MELAID, but MELANAIDED. Okay. So it is a skin moisturization company. She's
Right.
homegrown. She's based in the DMV. She has lotions, oils, fragrances. Now we have hand sanitizers. So yes, that would be the next brand that I
O
would
okay, do
I
they
would
have a
want.
lot of pictures on the site of melanated women or just the
Yes.
products?
So we are, like I said, we are a growing brand, but let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see. Do. Yes, so you can see shop melanated.
Okay,
We have a
okay,
okay.
alright,
So when you're scrolling through, you can see everything. We just had our 1 year anniversary. That's my sister.
okay.
Okay, so yes.
Shout out
Okay.
to melanated.com. Is that what it
Okay.
alright,
Shop
shout out.
melanated. Yep, that's how you spell it. Can you see it?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
okay. So moving right
Nice.
along, let's talk about modeling a little bit.
Mhm.
Alright, so what other brands or what brands have you worked for?
Ooh.
Oh,
So,
you don't gotta name 'em all 'cause I know it's a long list. Just give me 2 or 3.
okay. So, brands that I've worked for, obviously, we love Runway Recycles,
Okay.
okay? Also, Chic by Chantel. I'm thinking of some of the ones done this. Tight Fisted Fashion. I'm thinking of all the shows that I've done most
Alright,
recently.
well, let's just do the 3. Let's start off with Runway
Okay.
Recycle. What do you know about them? Tell us about them. What is it that you know about Runway Recycle?
Well, we love Dr. Bell, first of all. But also, Runway Recycle is an upcycled high fashion entity. Also, Latois Fashion Collection, that's another one. I think about my lady designer. Sorry, I
Okay,
love the men, but my lady designers
okay,
be. So yes, it's an upcycled brand. So when you think of old distressed jeans, turning it into shoulder pads, when you're thinking of things that you would essentially want to throw away,
okay,
Runway Recycle will then turn it into something more high fashion, something for the runway, but also what I do believe she does do everyday pieces, so
right,
streetwear as well. So,
right. Yeah, yeah,
yes.
to my
And
understanding
and it's ethically friendly too.
okay,
We were just talking
yep,
about
and and
that as well.
and I know they have a location in Pennsylvania. If you're looking them up on the web, it's Runway Recycle with a D at the end, and I believe the web address is I'm sorry, runwayrecycle.shop.
Mhm.
Just for those to know. So give me one other, and then tell me a little bit about it, what you might know.
Okay. Oh, one other. This is tough. Now, so I will say for my most recent experience, I did New York Fashion Week back in September. Was it August? August, September. I did New York Fashion
Okay.
Week. I think it was September. And I walked for Latois Fashion Collection, and I walked for Malcolm Staples. So executive done on Instagram, and I love, 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 love for different reasons. I love Latois because her collection is chic, editorial businesswoman, very sexy, but very like
Mm,
stand out. And again, I love something that's gonna stand out. I'm like, when people are like, where'd you get that piece? That's what I like.
okay.
So when I wear good quality, comfortable, of course, sexy, because every girl deserves to be sexy. But yes, definitely Latois Fashion Collection. And then Malcolm Staples, executive done on Instagram. He has, again, out like very high fashion, very standout pieces. He is a very much a thinker when it comes to and very meticulous. And I appreciate how much forward thinking he thinks about, from the detail of how he wants his pieces to look to how he wants it to line up on the runway to how he like puts together every model. And I appreciate that attention to detail and that meticulousness because, you know, when you're producing a brand, when you're putting forth a collection, you want it to be done right, and you want to pay. And I like when
Mhm.
you pay attention to detail. I'm a
Uh,
Virgo. I'm a type A Virgo, so I
right. What
love
is his name?
Malcolm Staples.
Malcolm Staples. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
people are looking him up. Okay.
Yes.
So you walked for him, all right, in New
Hmm.
York Fashion Week. Have you any other years you did New York Fashion Week, or was it just that one time?
That was my debut, so it was
Okay.
quite the blessing.
Okay.
I enjoyed myself. It was
Okay.
good, and that was for goodness. Let me not. I don't want to guess. Hold on. I'm gonna get you the the runway we did. It was for. Come on. We did it. I'm trying to remember what show we did it for, and now it's drawing a blank. Emerge. There we go. Emerge New York Fashion Week. I was like, I'm gonna find it. So
All right.
yeah,
So
that.
so I see you in a lot of couture gowns in a lot of your shots, and we'll post a lot of these shots in the comment section and on in the YouTube community. I see you in a lot of couture gowns. Have you ever fell or slipped in any of these gowns? Tell me about those experiences.
So ironically, never fell in a gown. Which is crazy because you're thinking like the trains, the tool, the sequence, all of that in front. Now, there is a specific way that you want to walk or present your look in a gown, from going down the runway to presenting yourself at the top of the runway and leaving the runway. There's a specific way to do that. But ironically, when you talk about falling, it wasn't even in a gown. I actually have fallen once,
Mhm.
and it was for a Baltimore um like flea market scene. It was in Baltimore, and I had this cute like skirt, not necessarily midi skirt, and the steps. I missed the step, and when I tell you, it felt slow motion. I fell, but I fell. I rolled out of it, and then I posed.
Woo. Straight
I
Hollywood.
posed, and I was like, "Okay, Amina, how are you gonna get up?" And then I rolled out of the pose and got up and started killing the runway again. I said, "Listen, we're here now. What are you gonna do? You gonna cry about it, or you gonna present?" So yeah, ironically, not in a gown, but I have fallen, and
Yeah.
such is life.
I always ask models, they or tell models, you're not a real model unless you model in a crazy scene and had real embarrassing situations. But you said flea market. That took it to a whole nother level. I normally ask people, hey, you model in cave, basements, rooftops, flea markets. Oh my God. You gotta tell me about
Yes.
that.
It was so much fun, actually. It was a lot of different vendors, and I want to, I'm so mad I can't remember the name of it. I'm gonna find it for you and send it to you so you can plug it in,
Yeah, what's the name of the
later.
Baltimore? Was it a flea market in Baltimore? Or like, where's it?
It
What's the
was
name of the flea
a
market?
Black Expo, Baltimore
Okay.
Black Expo.
And it was a flea market.
It was a flea market setup. So it
Okay,
was more so like vendors, Black Expo, so a lot of
okay.
African American Black vendors, from food to paintings to jewelry, of course, clothing collection. So a lot of the clothing lines
Mhm.
were showcased in the fashion portion
Right.
of the expo. So when I said Fleek Mart, that was very loose terms,
Right,
but
right, I
more
got you.
so Black Expo. So it was a lot of different vendors, a lot of different designers who chose to showcase their looks during
Right.
the fashion experience. And I, of course, got to walk in a bunch of looks, but I fell and I was like, I told the designer, I was like, I'm so sorry. She was like, it's okay. And I played back the video. I was like, so embarrassing.
You
But, you know,
yeah, it's
what
cool.
are you gonna
But
do?
right, you said something about walking the end of the runway, then presenting. As I never heard that term, but since
Mhm.
we're at the end of the runway
Yeah.
and on the other part of that runway is photographers, how long are you holding for the photographer to get the shot? How many seconds? 2 seconds,
The
5, 10, what?
long 2 to 3 seconds. 2 to 3 seconds is on average the amount of time you need to spend on the runway. You don't need to be like, turn around, twist.
What?
3 3 poses. 2 to 3 seconds gives you 3 poses. You should have already practiced the poses in the back based off of the look that you have, based off of the different aspects of the style. Okay, so you can showcase, okay, if I have a high slit, then I wanna make sure that slit is being shown. If I have wings or something on my arms, I wanna make sure that I'm coming down the runway and I'm right. If you have a headpiece, you wanna make sure your headpiece is being shown. Something that is going to showcase the aspect of the look in 2 to 3, max 3
Mhm.
seconds in 3 poses. Boom, 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 gone.
Right. Alright,
It's it's done.
alright. So
Walk off.
as a photographer, right, I know sometimes girls walk on to the end of the runway and then they know that the photographer didn't get the shot. So when they make that turn, they pissed. So you
Ah,
can see it, he didn't get the shot. What's your
listen,
turn like? What's your what show me your
Kelvin,
turn when they didn't get the shot. Show me your look.
okay? But here's the thing, and this is something that Harley, our creative director for Righteous
Mhm.
One Entertainment, wrote the agency. We talk about it all the time. You're laser focused toward the ends of the runway. You should be making eye contact with the middle of
Right,
the right, the
right,
lens. And
right.
then when you turn, you also should give a look. So you'll find a lot of my shots are gonna be
Mhm.
front facing as I present, but also back. So you'll see me look back because you want to get that last final shot. And if you miss it, then that's your opportunity to
That's
say,
your
okay, well, we missed the forward facing, but you're not gonna miss this. So
right.
yes, yes. It's so funny you mentioned that because I always think about that. That was one huge note that was given when we do, development sessions and we're at practice.
So,
It's like,
because I know
don't leave.
sometimes models are like, all right, so sometimes you get a rhythm with models coming down the runway,
Yeah.
and some of them don't know the communication. They don't know, like, how long you gonna stay there? Just keep it
Like,
somebody's behind you. Go,
go.
go. Like, so some just get to smiling and like, "Oh, man," and I mean, they're being professional, but it's like, "All right, I took your pictures,
I got it. Go.
just
Yeah.
go." So,
But that also speaks to what I feel like professionals and we'll say this a lot of times when we are preparing for a show, we have to work as a team. It is the collection we're trying to showcase. It's not said model's time to shine. So when you see a model that may be taking a little longer down the runway, you just started at the back, you can take a couple extra seconds just to kind of feel it out. But
mhm,
you really, as you progress in your modeling career and become more professional and start picking up on certain things, okay, either I got to slow up my walk or I got to pick up my walk or whatever,
mhm,
but work as a team so that there are no gaps in the runway. Hate that. And you are making sure that as one model's leaving, you guys are meeting somewhere in the
right,
middle and then there's one already at the top. So it's three at max, three people, one person at the top, the models coming down to present. You can and those shots where you see
right,
one in the middle and you see the other person's back and you're like, oh, that looks good. And it just, to me, it shows that everyone's thinking on the same wavelength rather than, okay, I need to get all the shots. Then I need to make sure that I'm hitting everything
Mhm.
so everyone can see. And so at the end of it, now I have all these shots. No. Did you make sure that your look was showcased? Did you make sure the designer's look was showcased?
Right.
Pick the parts of the look that they want to be accentuated and get
Mhm.
off. Bounce.
Black Couture Fashion Week, Willow Grove, Pennsylvania, January 31st. Visit blackcoutureweek.com.
Have anyone ever stepped on your dress?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Did they like step on it and tear it, or is it just
Step on it and you'll give a little, you might have a little trip, or if you feel it pull, you might
right?
have to ease back. And again, that just speaks to just
Right.
knowing and being aware of
Mhm.
what's happening around you.
Mhm.
And it comes with practice, of course, but I know that if I get tripped on, like, I think one time it was in a flood,
Mhm.
and model behind me stepped on my dress, and I was like, I kind of like,
Mm.
it's like, it's hard to explain,
Yeah. You
but I
don't.
know
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I felt the tension, and I like kind of walked back, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? So I kind of walked
Mhm.
back and was like, okay. And then from there, I felt the tension release, and you just kind of go with it. But that also speaks to the flood. When
Yeah.
you're doing a flood, there's a 4-step flood. So giving space, knowing like, okay, the person in front of me has a long train. You got to give some space for
Right.
that.
Right.
So
So,
it's paying attention.
to, all right. Have you had wardrobe malfunctions backstage, and you had to go out on the runway holding something in a way where because of the wardrobe malfunction? Tell me about that.
Oh my
That
God.
experience.
There's always going to be a wardrobe malfunction. I would say a lot of the time, if anything, they can get fixed in a pinch, or you'll notice it while you're getting together, and you'll just have to figure it out.
Mhm.
I don't think I've ever been on the runway when a malfunctions happen. Um, but like, things will rip, and
Mhm.
the look, have to be adjusted as you're preparing for the collection to go. Or, in a quick change, have to make adjustments like that. I would say no malfunction to where I've had to make adjustments on the runway,
Okay.
thankfully.
All right, guys. I'm gonna ask you a few questions. You tell
Okay.
me if the answer is no. I'm just gonna ask you another question. If the answer is yes,
Okay.
just tell me in a short, brief way about the experience. Have you did a rooftop runway show?
Yes. Love them.
Go ahead, tell me about it.
So the most recent rooftop runway show we did was the Pink and White Affair, and that was done by, my God,
Don't worry, don't worry.
it
It's
blanked on
about
me, and I'm thank you.
Pink and White Affair.
Ron, the
Okay,
infamous Ron. Sorry. I was like, why is it blanking on me? He did a Pink and White Affair. It was, in honor of breast cancer
mhm,
survivors, but also to pay homage from a recently passed news anchor and model, excuse me. And that was on somewhere in the Navy Yard. I want
okay,
to say, I forget where it was, but those looks were so good. Sheila's Loft was there. Um, Miguel Wilson was there. I'm thinking of the different collections. Who else? I can't think of it. But
okay,
that was fun. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. But the Pink and White Affair, that was the most recent rooftop, and I was there. Ron Cook. There we go. I
okay.
want to say Ron Clark. I knew that was wrong. Sorry, Ron. I love you. Don't
All right.
don't be mad at me.
Have you did one on the beach?
On the beach, not a
Mhm.
runway show. Actually, yes, yes, on a pier. Ha ha ha. That was.
Was it barefoot?
It was not barefoot.
Okay,
It was not barefoot, but, we did it on the pier for the National Harbor. We did that on the pier. Pink on the pier. That was also another, um, breast cancer situation.
okay.
That was fun. It was long. It was a long runway, but those were fun. I'm trying to think of some
All right.
looks that I
What
walked in. There was Sonny and Shell. Sheila's Loft was also there again. Who else? I gotta think about this. I gotta think about them. But and then I did a photo shoot that actually made was a part of an editorial that made New York Times
Mhm.
for our agency. Shout out to Row the agency. And that was on also on the National Harbor, but that was on the beach and still not barefoot, but that was another beach scene. So
Mhm.
I've done a lot of different situations that will
Mhm.
challenge
Yeah.
your.
Ha have you did a church fashion show?
Yes, I have. I have.
What was the audience like? You don't gotta tell me about the show. Just tell me what the audience was like.
So the audience was, of course, good God-fearing people, and, a lot of it was a production, but also the intermission was a fashion show. So it was a dance production doubled as a fashion show, and it was a lot of, church scene, what you might wear at church, you have your Sunday's
Mhm.
best, your favorite church outfits in a certain color scheme, and then something that's out of the box that you might, that's church appropriate. So we were able to pull our looks and do the fashion show. But the audience team really was actually pretty cool about it. And they were so interactive. So when you would come out, they'd be like, oh, and I was like, thank you, Al. So we were able to like play with that and be more fun and engage with the audience. And I appreciate that because I mean, a lot of high fashion runways, you got to be very stoic, very giving
Okay. And
face.
and my last place is, have you did a show in a house, or should I say mansion?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay.
Not yet.
If you do, make sure you do one where you walk down steps. It's so
Heard.
elegant and it's so good for photos, you know?
Heard.
It's so good for photos. Alright.
I'm noting that.
So, what do you like better, runway or photo shoots?
Ooh, that's tough because I love to walk, but I also
Mm,
love a good photo shoot.
okay.
I love both. So I
Okay.
can't pick. Don't make me
Okay.
pick.
Okay. 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 So, tell me, what do you think about AI in the fashion industry and, in regards to the modeling industry, or, what you're doing, and how will it affect you, and do you think it affect you for the better?
I do think AI can get a negative connotation because of how it is misused. When it comes to modeling, because it's getting so advanced, I know that there are more, I guess, productions that are looking more real, and
Mhm.
it can be concerning because you're like, okay, well, if I do a shoot, are they going to alter my likeness to where now I'm even unrecognizable. So I know those are like valid questions people have when it comes to using AI, but I do think when you hold a certain standard and you have parameters to AI, and this is with anything you do, it can be done well and benefit you. I haven't really had in-depth conversation about how using
Right.
AI in the agency, in modeling
Right.
would benefit me, but I see both sides. I would say
Me
right now, I like to do
Right.
the shoot.
Yeah, me personally, I think that AI is gonna make things better. I
Okay.
actually think for runway, everybody's gonna want to see runway models more than ever now, because they're gonna go to shows because, AI is make believe, it's artificial. So I think more people are gonna wanna go to real shows and see real
Mm,
shows. But I also think
I like
AI
that
is gonna
perspective.
find its place just like the
Mhm.
music industry found its place
Yeah,
when everything went digital. Because I kid you not, if you ask musicians, would they rather things go back to CD where they make less money, or be able to make money from all these other ways,
right.
it would be ready to be right here. Older musicians wish they lived there when, started during this era. So I think it's going to find its pathway, and it's going to work even better for models. Like, just like with sports, where in the old days college athletes didn't get paid. Now, because of social media and everything, they're finding
There's
ways
I
to get paid. So I think it's going to be with AI, you got to build a computer and do a whole lot of stuff. And with a model, you can just ask and still make things work. So,
I
I
like that
think,
perspective.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
think it's going to be better. So tell me about some of the photo shoots you did.
Ooh, toughie. Okay, so I've done a lot of photo shoots with my agency, like I said, Righteous Ones Entertainment.
Mhm.
We did, like I said, we did an editorial for that was showcased for in Times Square with Nora. I gotta get her tag because I don't like to misspeak on nothing. But we've done God, beach. We've done very simple jewelry, and that's one of my stores. We've done edgy, like something like this. We've done this, right?
Oh, that's nice. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely send me all those photos. I'm gonna add those in it as
Heard.
well.
I'll send them your way.
Yeah.
We've done, let's see, this was some like this is the beach scene I was telling you about,
Okay.
right?
Oh, that's cool.
And it was a play. This does Jen Leon magazine, and it was featured in Times Square. So there's a magazine cover we
Uh-huh.
did, and
Uh-huh.
that was an editorial. I did a Christmas. That was actually my very first photo shoot. It was Christmas. Here's
Okay.
one Christmas
Mhm.
theme. That was fun. Had a good time with that. There was another one. So I honestly, and then we did a Juneteenth one. There, I'm trying to find it, but yeah, it's a little bit risque, but
Okay.
stuff
Oh,
like
that's
that I
cool.
think are fun and cool, and it lets you branch out into different, different areas. So we do a lot with our agency from faces of X Clash, like different things like that. So yes,
So
um, I know I'm rambling.
so do you have any hidden talents?
Hidden talents? I don't know if they're
You know how to
hidden.
braid hair or, can you dunk a basketball? I know you do high jump. Can you dunk?
I cannot dunk because I cannot palm a basketball. I can touch rim, cannot dunk.
You can't just go up there with 2 hands and throw it down like that?
It doesn't translate. It doesn't
Okay, yeah.
translate, Calvin. I can touch rim. I will say I can do my hair. I did this cute little pedal bun. So if you guys
Mhm.
like it, thank you. Of course, we know I can dance. Um,
Okay.
I don't do my own nails anymore. I can do my own nails. I don't know. I just like
What
I say my hidden talent is whatever I put my mind to do, I can do it.
what is that pink shirt you got on? What is that all about?
This this
What is that?
what? What do you mean? Oh,
Oh,
yes.
that's okay. That's the sorority. So you wanna give a
Yes.
shout out to them, tell how great it is or anything in particular you wanna say about them?
I love it. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about my beautiful sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Yes. Salmon pink and apple green. We love the first and the finest sorority of the D9 organizations. But no shade to anyone. We love D9. But I did choose the
Mhm,
Aqua way. But
mhm,
I am very grateful. It was always something that I wanted to do. Track and field, I had a scholarship, so I had to focus on that. So I wound up crossing grad chapter, and my ironically enough, I got to cross at a chapter from my hometown. So Omega Pi Omega, shout out to my chapter. I love y'all. Yeah. So
mm. You know
in the North Atlantic region, we
mm,
love you, Miss Madam Regional,
okay.
Miss
I
Felicia.
always mention to or tell models, I say, you can walk when another model asks you to show them how to walk. Has that ever happened?
Slightly. I don't know if it was right out where it's like, oh, can you show me how to walk? It's like, does this more so like, does this look good kind of
Okay,
thing?
okay.
So yes, to an extent. I think whenever we have looks that we might not be super comfortable with, you'll have lean on each other. And I think that's okay. And I think we have to normalize being able to ask questions and not looking at the person crazy as like, if you don't ask a question, then that person's gonna go on the runway looking crazy
Mhm.
or go on a photo shoot looking crazy. Ask the question. My dad always used to say, don't leave the classroom without asking your question because you never know who's gonna need it. So I say yes.
Eh,
And if you don't know, find someone you trust or someone you have a specific rapport with and ask the question, say, hey, I just want to make sure, I'm doing this right or this look okay. What you think? And I've done it too. As good as I think I walk, I will say, hey, what you think? Is this all right? has its pros,
Well,
and we should never frown on a model for, wanting to get better, asking questions that could benefit them in improving
I
their
agree. If you had to give your walk a name, what would it be?
Alvin, these are good questions. If I had to give my walk a name, mm, I don't know. I was trying to think of something like a play on my height,
Mm.
but also my athleticism.
You should think about that. You
Yeah,
got
I'm
some
gonna think
homework
about
to
that.
do that you can put it out there, you know?
Oh, okay. So now we have to do the name that describes my dance, all the things that I do,
Right.
and then a name for my walk. Okay,
Yeah,
I got
that's
it.
all good. Yeah, yeah. Um, so what is your best walk? Is it the fierce? Is it the sensuous? Is it the church walk? What is your best walk? When someone says, okay, I need Amina in best, her best walk, what outfit and what walk are you bringing to the table?
So when it comes to outfit, I've gotten everything. I've gotten things that showcase my legs. I've gotten things that showcase my height, my figure. So I would say when I think of my walk, it's always going to be long. Like I have
Mhm,
long legs. So I'm covering the runway and I'm moving. So I would say it's a a presence of being fierce and commanding the runway. When I hit that top of the runway, I stand, I give a look, and then as soon as that model move, I'm looking right through that lens, and you're gonna see me, and I'm be
mm,
serving face. And if I want to be playful, depending on the type of runway, I might give you a little smirk. I might smile. Who knows? It really is a in the moment thing for me. It just depends on how I'm feeling, what the outfit is, what the scene is,
okay.
and
What
I'll go from there.
what music are you playing in your car on your way to the show?
Calvin, don't judge me. I ride in silence.
Okay, okay.
I ride in silence. For some reason, okay, so because of my day job, I talk to people all day, nonstop. And then my family wants to talk to me. My best friends want to talk to me. I coach track and field. So I'm constantly interacting with people. And I rarely get a chance to just be in my own solitude. And I
Mhm,
find that those times are when I'm in my car. So I'm usually sitting in silence. I may be praying, I may be doing my devotional, but it's usually like thinking about nothing or thinking about the things that I might have to do the rest of the day. So
mhm.
it's usually a silent car ride.
So
Now, if I'm riding with my girls, then it's Afro beats.
mhm. So
That's different.
tell me about coaching.
Uh,
Tell me more about that. Are you an independent
yes.
coach or are you coaching for school or how does that work?
So I have a pretty extensive um, coaching resume. I started coaching at my club coach's high school, Bishop McNamara. And then I was coaching independently briefly through COVID. And then I came back home and I started coaching at my alma mater at Maryland. And then also was still doing some independent work. I call it my Sky brand sessions. That's my
Mhm.
like track brands. And then now I am working at Archbishop Carroll as an assistant jumps coach.
Okay.
So yeah,
Well,
it's a long resume, but
yeah.
there's always some time in my life that I've been able to give back what I've learned to the other athletes, and I appreciate that.
What's in your model bag?
Oh God, everything, and it doesn't change. All my shoes, black strappies, nude, black, nude, white, gold, platform strappies, and they're all stiletto. Ladies, stilettos, stilettos, not stripper heels, stilettos. And that's probably going to I probably might get bashed for that, but whatever. Yeah. So base colors and then a cute eclectic shoe. It could be something with a bunch of embellishments, maybe jewels or some flowers. Gotta have a boot, a long boot or a booty. There is makeup wipes. There are body wipes. There are trash bags. There's Vaseline. There is oil, baby oil gel. And yeah, I think that's all I can think of. Oh, and my robe.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
model bag.
So tell me this: when you walk into a building for where you're about to have a fashion show, all
Mhm.
right, normally it's probably about 2 or 3 hours before. What's all the things that take place before you hit that runway?
Nice. Great question. Obviously, any model knows if they've been doing it for enough time. You get there hours before the show starts. Depending on the show, you are coming to get your hair and makeup done. Some shows require you to be show ready, so it's less time, but that might leave time for you to do a fitting. So check in, hair, makeup, fitting. Not in that order, but usually depending on the schedule, you want to do your fitting, then get your makeup done and or get your hair done depending where you fall and that blends. But those three items are happening well before showtime. And you're just like kind of prepping for the day. And of course, then your walkthrough, making sure you know what the runway looks like if you haven't already seen it, putting on the heels, feeling it, feeling yourself on the runway, knowing how the layout is, and then you're getting ready for the day.
Right.
And somewhere in between there, you find time to eat. Because
Right.
the the misconception is models don't eat, but baby, we eat. We eat real. We love to eat. We're always
Mhm.
hungry.
Is there anything that you want to add or say or tell people where to reach you, any of that kind of stuff?
Well, I am working on my Instagram, my social media presence, but I do have a model page. It's called Amina in frame. There's two periods to separate those words. So Amina.in.frame. Everything is spelled the appropriate way. My name is Amina. Right, see right there. I also have my personal page, the Sky brand. I've had that since track and field, so you'll see a lot of my track stuff on there. But also some more of my personal life, but I do that, keep those 2 separate just because when it comes to engagement or collaborations, I have a certain layout on my personal page. So I was like, my model page is like everything model, everything I've done, and I'm putting more on there. So
Mhm.
yeah, just growing that way. I'm on Facebook, first and last name. But if you want to find me, you can also find me on the website, Roe the Agency, ROE the agency.com. And you can see if you want to book myself or any of our amazing models, you can do that there too. So, yes, that's how you can find me.
Okay, okay. Well, that's all I have. It's been a great interview. I really appreciate this chat, and we'll be in touch and we'll have a great day and everything.
Calvin, thank you so much. I hope I wasn't rambling too much. I really enjoyed this and I appreciate your very insightful questions. And yes, this was great. So keep doing what you're doing. Also, thank